Tonight it appears that investigators are closing in on a suspect in the Brittany Stykes murder. An informant could help crack this case. Her parents have waited for more than 2 years for this, but as Local 12's Brad Underwood shows us, for them it's part relief and part disappointment.
Hello?
Sitting on their front porch with their daughter's photo behind them, Mary and Dave Dotson's fears about how Brittany was murdered and their granddaughter shot in the head are now on paper.
A lot of the stuff in the affidavit does make sense. Some of it there's still questions about, so we were very disappointed though it was released. There was too much information given out that shouldn't have been.
In the search warrant affidavit now released, an informant claims she was with the man who killed Stykes on August 28, 2013. The document says it was a hit, payback for an unpaid debt of someone other than Brittany.
You know, it's very hard for me to know that my little innocent daughter has gotten involved in something that she should have never been involved in. If there was a debt owed, it should have been settled with the person that owed it.
The informant says she was a passenger in a car and that the driver saw Brittany's Jeep, followed it, and eventually turned on a flashing blue light.
I've said from the beginning, my daughter would have not pulled over for anybody that she didn't know unless it was the police officer.
The search warrant was served earlier in the week at a Kentucky home, but it doesn't reveal whose debt it was that went uncollected, prompting the murder of Stykes. No charges have been filed in the murder. After the documents were released, Brittany's husband, Shane Stykes, told Local 12's Deborah Dixon via text message that he's never been told he's a target in the investigation. For the Dotsons, the endgame for them has always been and will always be the truth. Now, we are not naming the police informant nor the suspect because he has not been charged with anything related to the murder at this point. This evening, Dave Dotson told me he speaks to Detective Buddy Moore about the case often. Today they spoke several times, and Dotson says Detective Moore told him he too was not happy about the release of all this information, but he's not backing off, and they will continue to move forward in search of Brittany's killer. Rob?
Brad, thanks very much. Stykes would have turned 24 this year. Her daughter, Aubrey, who was also shot in the head, is now 3 years old. She is still healing from her injuries.